What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Aren't you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course, From Ridiculous to Radical to Real. This means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, From Ridiculous to Radical to Real and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
Position yourself to receive from God with Bishop David G. Evans teaching When Men Pray.
Have there been times when you have asked someone to pray for you and the prayer has not been answered? Because instead of praying for yourself, you waited until someone else that you thought had more power would pray for you. Prayer is something that you resort to immediately and not as a last resort. You need to learn how to pray preemptively. You need how to pray ahead of time. Don't always be praying in response. Pray proactively. Pray before it happens. Lord, cover my child. Lord, bless my day.
Develop your relationship with God with this dynamic teaching on CD or DVD when you write to us. Visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480.
Adversaries come in many forms, but you will be victorious when you realize that worship is warfare.
Adversaries are necessary because without them, you never really discover your purpose.
We've accepted what somebody told us we were in our past. So our past is sabotaging our ability to hear instruction.
We are not much unlike a battery. The negative is the thing that's needed to produce the power.
I empowered you to overcome everything you've overcome up to this present moment. I fixed you for what's going to happen after this. You were in the mind of God long before you were ever born.
You are not alone in your battle. God has your back because worship is warfare. Put these 4 messages in your arsenal today on CD or DVD. Equip yourself by visiting our website or by calling 1-800-591-8480.
Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live on every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on any smart device at David G. Evans, the #1, at David G. Evans 1. We're so glad you've joined us today. We ask you, as always, to do us a favor. Like us, of course, subscribe, but most of all, share this moment with others that you care about, that you think would benefit from the conversations we have. On Point is all about faith, all about kingdom, but also discussing with you the political events that are impacting your life, the national, international, and regional events that are impacting your daily life, but always from a kingdom perspective. We talk sports, we talk politics, and of course we talk religion. We're so glad that those of you who normally join us from around the country can call us toll-free, 866-743-8267. That's 866-743-8267. That's 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. See what's on your mind, talking about the hot topics of the day. A lot going on around the nation, around the world, that I think a kingdom perspective is key, especially for those of you who are believers and want to know, how does the Bible relate to, how does the Bible explain what's going on? Very clear in the Bible that we're supposed to be aware of the environment that we're in, political, social, nature. We're supposed to be aware. The Bible lets us know that we are to understand the times, but not stop at understanding the times. We also need to know what to do, how to respond from a kingdom faith perspective in the time that you live is of supreme importance as you navigate life and discover purpose and watch how God works things out for you. Of course, joining us once again is our world famous co-host, Reverend Nicholas A. Smith.
Yes.
How you doing, man?
Good morning. Good morning, y'all.
So you're getting ready to do what I don't want to do.
What?
Road trip.
Road trip, I know.
Man, I can't do before hours anymore.
But I'll tell you, you go by yourself,
Oh yeah.
the quiet in the car.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sanctuary.
It's
Sanctuary.
you be like, you all right? I'm fine.
Sanctuary.
Just-
Sanctuary.
just get to listen to what you listen
Sanctuary.
to. Talk
Sanctuary.
quiet.
Sanctuary. Nobody calling your name is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, look, during COVID, like when it first started, we were all locked in. I literally thought, I was like, I may just drive to Baltimore, not to go nowhere, just to go
Just
and come right back.
Yeah,
Just stay in the car the whole time. just
Lord have mercy. Quiet is a wonderful thing.
man, sit in the house, no TV on.
Look.
Just
I remember one time years and years ago, I would have the television and the radio going, the television and CD player going at the same time. My mom called me on the phone. She said, "What's all that in the background?" I said, "I got the TV on and I got the radio in the other room." She said, "You're not at peace." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "If you have to have all that going on in your house," she said, "your mind's not at peace."
Yeah.
She said, "You need to work on that." So I started coming in and leaving everything off. And I realized I was creating my own distractions.
Yes. Yep. And it's so crazy how you do that and don't even know you're doing it, right, until somebody brings it up. That.
It was habitual.
Yeah.
If I was listening to a CD, I would still have the television on, trying to split, and which brings me to this point I wasn't even thinking of when we started talking about this. They talk about how with the technology, people's attentions are diverted, but we used to do it in a variety of different ways.
Yeah. In your context, now you got to be on your phone all day.
Yeah.
Just to.
But there had to be something, at least two things going on that were one audible, one able to see, at all times until she had that conversation with me, and I said, okay, I need to start appreciating quiet.
Yes, a little more.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you know I wouldn't say the reverse, but somewhat. I saw the study that now, if somebody has their phone on vibrate,
Yes.
they have to keep checking their phone because the alerts the audible alerts don't go off.
Okay.
So the way they have it set up now, and it's when you think about it, it's so sinister.
It's sinister, man.
That you're so used to receiving notifications that if your phone is on vibrate, you have to keep looking at it.
You got to keep checking it.
You got to keep checking it just in case.
It wasn't always that way, though.
No, you'd be able to leave it.
Yeah, and it would vibrate, and something came through.
Yes.
Get out of here.
Yeah. And so now a lot of people that's why the school system, they used to make the kids leave their phones in their backpacks. But
I heard they don't anymore.
They don't anymore because what they noticed was the kids were so distracted by their phone being locked away and they're not being able to use it. So now they let the kids have their phone out just so they can pay attention during class.
But how are they going to pay attention to what the teacher's saying if they're always checking their feet?
But see, that's the thing. It's just for them just to have it here, just in case I want to use it, helps them focus. Somebody, you can't leave your phone in
That's weak.
for 40 minutes.
That's weak.
I know, but they're so tied to it.
So the anxiety level goes up that some genius thought if they have a little more anxiety, they're not going to learn properly.
Yeah. That
What happens when they go to work?
right, and you really have to put your phone away.
And you better.
Yeah, it's just
No stress at all. It's the wrong medicine for our people.
yeah.
You have if you're gonna have adult responsibilities, you've got to be able to handle some stress.
Yes. I totally agree with you.
But the Voldemort type genius of the people that are responsible for figuring out that they could hook us on these phones, because it really is the new heroin.
It is.
Because people are going without food to make sure that their cell phones are on.
Yes, yeah. Because when it was just a phone, it wasn't as
Wasn't
bad.
that problem?
But now that you have everything on it, you're so tied to it because you want to know: am I gonna get an email? Am I gonna get a text message? Am I gonna get a phone call?
I'm so glad I'm
Social
not
media
hooked on
alert.
that thing
It
like
just,
that. I'm so glad. My habit is if I'm in the office, I turn it down and I turn it over because I don't even want to see it flash.
Yeah.
I turn it over, man.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just put it in my bag or something.
Yeah.
But most of the time it's face down, so I don't know what's going on with it.
Right. You want it by you if you need it.
Yeah, but not.
It doesn't have to be.
But they figured out, man, it would addict us.
Yep. Yeah.
It takes some crafty people to come up with that, Bethany.
It does. That book, Digital Minimalism.
Okay.
The guy went through, studied how they got psychologists, psychiatrists, all them to help create all these social media, how the phones work, everything. How could we get these people hooked on?
I remember when they first came out, the cell phones. And the big deal was people in public would talk very loudly on the phone so you would know they had one.
Yeah.
So it was like a badge of courage, And sometimes I wonder if they were talking to anybody at all.
Yeah.
But they just made people feel important. I'm getting a call on my cell phone. Man.
But that sense of importance,
Yeah, but
inflated ego.
It's a false stimulus, though.
That's why you got to keep going back to the drug over.
Wow.
I remember a lady, one of the execs on Facebook. She was talking about how it's growing, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And somebody asked her, do you allow your young children to use Facebook? And she said no.
I bet you she did say no.
They do not let their kids use this stuff, but they want all our kids
Hooked on it. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. We've got Tiffany from South Carolina. She didn't go ahead of time, did she? Scott from Violin. We got Robin from Newcastle, Delaware. We've got a few lines open. You can give us a call. This is On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We want you to share today, like and subscribe to us. Hit that notification button so you won't miss a moment of On Point. Give us a call, toll free, 866-743-8267. We're going to Tiffany, and then we're going to Scott after she's done, and then we're going to Robin from Newcastle. Good morning, Tiff.
Hey, how are you guys?
Fine. How you doing?
I'm good.
What's
Just
your-
waking up.
That's good. What's your comment today?
You guys haven't talked on this Asbury revival going on.
Sure.
And I was just curious your thoughts.
Yeah, sure we did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Maybe I missed it.
Yeah. It to the point that not only have we discussed it on the radio and have conversations going on between Pastor Nick and I privately, but I brought it up in my pastor's class to a lot of pastors that are in our fellowship, and everybody's really excited about it. It's just I like the spontaneity of it, how it was birthed out of a couple people staying after service, and then all of a sudden the Holy Ghost starts drawing people from everywhere. Folk are flying in from overseas, and I like the fact that they uninvited a few people that invited themselves. They were going to kind of come and get in there and wanted to be a part of it and probably exploit it. So I'm glad that they had some good stewardship of the movement.
Yeah, my husband was telling me, because we're close to Charlotte, the guy, I think he works at Billy Graham Library.
Okay.
He published a book on it like a month before the revival happened. And I thought that was pretty interesting. I'm like, and then the Jesus Revolution movie that came out.
Yeah. There's
cool.
that particular university. I believe when I read, I'm kind of paraphrasing what I read, has had this thing break out for them 10 or 12 times in the last 30 years.
Yeah, the biggest one was in the 70s, and then this one was
Yeah.
bigger ones. Yeah,
But this particular university has had quote unquote revivals occur. I think one of the discussions we've had is that how, like a lot of things in the faith, have morphed in their definition. What actually exactly is a revival nowadays? I know traditionally a revival was a couple services at night, Monday through Friday, Wednesday through Friday. Traditionally, a lot of churches, and that was revival, 3 nights of service. Not really. The revivals that I attended, I wasn't even sure if there was a focus. We were just having revival. A revival of what was always my question. So I think it goes along the lines of revival in the sense. I think of soul winning. I think of signs and wonders and miracles. I think a resetting of faith and work of the Holy Spirit. That's when I think of revival. I think of it on several plateaus.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What part of South Carolina are you from?
It's Rock Hill.
Rock Hill, really?
Rock Hill, yeah.
Yeah. What,
Rock Hill.
You want to give a shout out to your pastor?
He's Chris Reed, but I don't know if he listens. I don't. He moved from Florida.
Maybe he'll start.
They're it's in Fort Mill, Morning Star Ministry.
Morning Star. So wait a minute, Reed Morning Star.
It's
South
Rick
Carolina.
Joyner.
I've heard of that church.
They're very conservative, but yeah, I don't know. They might listen.
Is that where you attend?
Church. That's what we partner with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But thank you.
Thank you for calling us.
Yeah, we want to get up to New Jersey eventually.
Come on and see us. We'd love to talk to you.
All right.
See you soon now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That was Tiffany from South Carolina. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. We got Scott from Vineland. Good morning, Scott. How you doing?
Bishop Evans, Pastor Nick, good morning to you.
Hey, man. How are you?
Good. Quick question. I could probably already answer it, but I want to get y'all's opinion. How is Mr. Trump still able to run for president after all he did? I can't figure it out.
Well, we have a saying on OnPointe that we've been using for years called "Who determines what?" In other words, who it is depends on what happens, dictates what happens to them. I don't know when if you ever received a summons to come to court, but in our world, our life, you don't get to say no. You just come. But the way things look as though there are 2 separate legal systems for Americans, and maybe even a third one, for politicians, because I didn't think you could just tell a judge, no, I'm not coming.
Yeah.
I think that's incredible.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
I marvel at the leverage that they have to do it, but I wonder what kind of connections and what kind of lawyer you have to have. That, you know, my lawyers, if I got a summons, they'd be saying, okay, we got to get ready to go to court. But what kind of lawyer do you have to have for him to say, let me reach out and see if we can do something, mitigate?
Yeah.
Yes, this outcome.
What that one lawyer say? If you got money, you don't have a legal
And
problem.
my buddy said, if you don't have any money, you do not have a legal problem.
Yeah, you're right, Pastor Nick. Unfortunately, in this situation, it just blows my mind. With me and I was watching the news this morning, and you see him smiling and wait. I'm like, how is he able to run after all?
He's been incubated and insulated from a whole lot of stuff that you and I couldn't get away from.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think of I don't know if you're old enough, Scott, to remember when they built the casinos in Atlantic City.
Yes.
I used to work out with the lawyer that was the lead attorney in all of the casino involvement, and he was telling me about how the president at the time, I think that was Harris Taj Mahal, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken about the names. Anyway, he was saying that that the president's company did not pay the vendors, so vendors were getting involved and doing the work,
right,
believing they were going to get paid, and supposedly Trump would bankrupt the company, and of course that had a ripple effect into people's lives. Guys lost their homes, their businesses, pulled their kids out of school, lost their cars. I mean, just lost their life savings. And when I saw an interview about that, he was asked, and all his explanation was, I didn't break any laws. So there was no compassion.
Sounds like him.
There was no compassion for the people's lives that he had impacted.
It definitely showed when the virus had hit. And,
oh yeah.
We all started making mockery of it. And then what killed me with that was how, the healthcare workers are stealing masks.
Yeah.
That's when it really hit home, because my niece is a nurse cousin. I'm quite sure you guys have family member in the listeners.
Yeah.
Larissa had told me some horror stories back then, but when he said it'll go away, it'll disappear, I'm just like,
he was so wrong. He was so wrong. But I thought it was amazingly revealing. I saw the interview myself, saw the question being asked, and simple to how affecting all these people. All he said was, I didn't break any laws. In other words, I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
We saw
that sounds about right. Leading up to the
care.
Trump that we have now, Frankenstein has created a big monster.
Yeah.
That's all I have, guys.
All right,
God
man.
bless you. Love you guys.
Take it
See
easy.
you soon.
What are you going to say, Pastor Nick?
I was like, we saw January 6th.
Yeah.
All those people on their way to jail for him, and he does nothing for them at all.
But they thought he was going to do something.
Yeah.
Because I think some of his remarks implied that he was. From an extreme of some guy having a limousine pull up to the jail because he was waiting for the president just to make a phone call and get him out.
And
he wasn't thinking about those people, man.
Pawns. And they don't see that.
I don't even know if it's love, some kind of sick devotion.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they say almost 1,000 people have been jailed so far. The sentences are kind of short, though.
That's the thing. They're like, breaking into a government building, getting, 6 months, some 3 years for more,
Yeah, for more egregious crimes, but most of them like 90 days and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that would happen to a different looking group of people.
Would have been dead if it was a different they'd have went to that Capitol building.
We just finished talking to Scott from Vineland. We're going to Robin in Newcastle, and she's going to always say, I only got one thing to ask you, but we're ready for her. Hello, Robin. How are you?
Good morning,
questions in one. Compact questions.
Compact questions, okay. Yeah,
Compounded questions.
Compound questions, okay.
Y'all, you know what? Oh, God, laughter's so good for the soul. Y'all make me laugh. Love you guys.
What's happening?
No, because it looks like it's a lot of callers today, so I have a question for you, Bishop.
Okay.
your post that you always post, where in every public victory, there is the possibility of personal failure. Guard yourself. Can you elaborate on exactly what you mean by that?
I think it's pretty consistent in life. A lot of times, if we become intoxicated by a public victory that we have experienced, it can cause us to be less vigilant, less consistent in situations that are out of the public eye. So and that's true of every human being that I know. We often fail to live up to people's to expectations, but we must master who God has created us to be. And it's and we all have the goal of living up to public expectation, but common sense people know that you don't always succeed, and it's not always public ways. Sometimes it's private ways, but you can't live your entire life based on your public victories. You have to have some concern for your private victories also.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, thank you for explaining that.
Yeah,
I had to watch it on point again and take the notes on it. Yeah. Now, Pastor Nick, I don't know if you came across this. You're always looking for, topics to talk about. But this is in Hellertown, Pennsylvania. A flyer promoting an after-school satanic group is stirring up a lot of controversy in the Lehigh Valley after the Sucon Valley School District agreed to allow the group to use its middle school to host the after-school meetings for students ages 5 to 12.
5 to 12, Satan worship. Where does that come from?
Yup, it says, "Hey kids, let's have fun at after-school Satan club."
Okay. I mean, as much as I disagree with it, a part of America is a right for people to worship how they choose to worship.
Well, here's the thing.
And I'm not saying I agree with it, but
why they beat up on us then?
Yeah.
If you're going to promote something satanic, why beat up on us?
Leave us alone.
If you're going to have that, why can't they pray?
Yeah. Let them do both.
Yeah. But it seems to be if it's Christian, it's not allowed, it's frowned upon. If it's anything but Christian, let's support it, let's get behind it.
Yeah. And it's an after-school program. Yeah, so after school, they allow them to do their religious groups after the school setting, but in the school. Okay.
All religious groups?
Yeah, well, in this particular one, there is one that's biblical-based.
Okay.
In this school district. I can't speak to everyone. But
so I guess since they got a Bible club, they have to have a Satan club too. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but for the kids?
But we were...
What about parents?
Yeah.
Is that an unreasonable question or observation in this time that we live? What about the parents?
Yeah, that's the bigger thing. Are you going to let your child go to
So you're teaching them Satan at home?
Right. Some of them do.
Okay.
I remember we were in elementary school. Remember the Ouija boards?
Yeah.
I never messed with one, but they were.
I did.
A couple kids were doing it. They were talking about it. So it's evolving.
We had one at the house.
Yeah.
Wow.
Until we realized something was really weird.
I was like,
it wasn't just Ouija. It was weird, man. I was like, yo. I told my mom. I threw it out.
Right. Yeah, and I guess from your generation, then by the time we got to mine, there was already this established thing about this Ouija board.
Now, what did your generation say about it?
It was satanic. It was
that's what we realized it was. That's what we realized it was. Because I mean, we had some. We had a spiritual household, so that thing, it had some stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, nah, we ain't playing this no more.
He's like, we're gonna go play the Ouija board.
No.
I didn't do it in my mom's house. I went somewhere to a friend's house who had it.
They had them Ouija boards. Have they ever come back?
They probably still.
They don't sell them anymore, do they?
I'll find out and see.
They would.
Wow. Well, I'm gonna leave y'all, but
can't believe it.
Pastor Nick.
Yes, ma'am.
Regarding what's his name? Patricia. I think I pronounced the last name. That the Eagles fans don't want him to come to the Eagles. What's that all
Matt
about?
Patricia.
So I'm gonna hang up.
Who is he?
He was the former. He was on Belichick's defensive coordinator for years.
Okay.
He was the head coach of the Lions for a while.
Okay.
And then it's been rumors about him coming to the Eagles as a linebackers coach. I don't get what the problem is. He probably was a bad head coach, but a great coordinator.
Okay.
And just.
Well, not everybody has the mind to be a head coach.
Yeah.
And, and you can be in charge of the entire offense, in charge of the entire defense. You can be in charge of the special team.
Yeah.
That is still not head coaching.
No.
It's a whole nother set of pressures.
Yeah. I mean, and like I say, he could be a good positional coach and let him be there. And we need a good linebacker coach because our linebackers have been a little.
You think so?
Average. They don't prioritize it. So they kind of just throw people out there, not trying to knock these guys. Some of them are good.
Okay. So we could.
Y'all left the line open. I can still ask questions, right?
No, we're hanging up on you right now, Rob.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Now that we brought up the Ouija board thing.
866-743-8267. Yes.
Yes, they are still selling them.
They still selling?
In one place in Colombia, 28 girls were hospitalized with anxiety after playing with a Ouija board.
Look, Doc, something's going on there. We were in the projects in Chester, in our house on Tolston Street, in the living room, and me and my cousin and somebody else, maybe Curtis Watkins, I don't remember, playing on this Ouija board. And they said I always had some spiritual stuff going on with me, but I've always loved being in church and stuff since I was a little boy. So we're playing this thing, and I had enough sense of discernment when my mind started doing things, and I took my hand off that thing, man, and I was like, y'all, we need to stop this. Like, what's wrong? You scared? No, I ain't scared. I'm trying to tell y'all something.
Right, something off here.
Yeah, so put that thing back in the box. Mom, we ain't playing that no more.
I don't blame you. I ain't messing with this. No.
Ouija.
Yeah, man, because they're talking about levitating. No, I'm like, I'm trying to do all that.
Doc, that thing was something else, man. It was something in that thing. I don't know now. Something in that thing. And I ain't spooky, but that thing is real.
Yeah, it is.
We got Danny on line 1. We got Tom on line 3, both from Florida. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at Dave Jevons 1. Won't you please share, like, and subscribe? Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything that we're doing connected to On Point. We probably need to have a conversation about that. Let's go to Danny. Hey, Dan, how you doing?
Good morning, Bishop, Pastor Nick, staff. How y'all doing today?
Making out all right, man. How's things in Florida?
Well, it's just as crazy as ever.
Let me ask you a question about your governor. I know you can always clear up something. Now, your governor wants to basically give guns out to anybody.
Correct.
But he wants potential bloggers to register with the state before blogging about him or other elected officials.
Yes. And if
I'm going to give you a gun.
Right.
You ain't got to register, just sell it to you.
Yeah.
But if you're going to blog about me, you got to register.
Yeah, don't talk about me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, or anything that goes contrary to his belief.
What is? Tell me what the mindset is, Danny, down there. Do people actually think you ought to be able to just walk into a Rite Aid and get a gun?
Yes. It depends who's doing what, as you often say.
Okay.
And what happens is that it's so crazy. Any other thing, my dog has to have a license.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But I could go ahead and have a gun and have it concealed, But now what happens when I'm stopped by the police and they say he has a gun and they shoot you? Now you have nothing to stand on.
That shoots you because you have a gun is not going to apply to the whole community down there.
Yes. As you say, it's who's who.
Yeah. Wow.
And the other thing is, like, as I said before, is that he's going to open up more and more because you know what his goal is, to be president. That's the #1 thing.
Okay.
And then I don't know how in the world we sit back and we let him get away with statements that he makes. I shut the state down. This is the free state of Florida. Free for who?
He actually said that?
Yes, the free state of, that's one of his proclamations now, that he's going around in the United States saying that this is a free state of Florida. I shut Florida down. Now, the thing about it, and I'm going to look it up, and Pastor Nick helped me out on this, go by state. the fatalities that we had from COVID.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And how can you say that you shut the state down and the loss of life?
That doesn't matter.
They made money. As long as they made money, it was good.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to him.
It doesn't matter whatsoever, as long as there was money being made.
He's worried about the land, not the people.
Yes. Not the people. And I know for a fact that they had so many bodies, they had to use storage containers.
I remember you telling us.
Yes.
And I remember you telling us that the statistician in the state that was assigned the task of keeping that information, of compiling that data, they fired when she wouldn't lie. Yeah, when she wouldn't lie about it.
Yes. Yes. You had to play according to their rules.
Wow. Amazing.
And I just want to compliment Bethany and you all on one thing.
Okay.
I can't let it pass without this. The communion services, outstanding.
Are you getting it, man?
You talking about revival? Bringing something back?
Doc.
Oh, Bishop.
Man, we having a glorious time up in here.
Yeah.
You always amaze me. Last Sunday, you started a tune, Lord, I Love You.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, you got into it.
Yeah,
that was beautiful.
That happened to be a song I wrote.
What?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I felt it. I mean,
Yeah,
we just communion or first Sunday at 6 o'clock. That's something that we look forward to.
It's been,
really doing something.
Have to really give Pastor Nick a lot of credit for what's happening now. God gave him an incredible revelation, an incredible perspective on communion, and while we were closed down, we talked about communion for over a year, taught on it, commented on it, and most people didn't know that what we were doing was getting ready for this new approach.
Yep.
And I think it's just so refreshing and so powerful, man.
It's working.
I'm glad to hear it. Because most Christians have communion in their back pocket. Yeah.
Yes, that's the problem.
Yeah.
But you bring it to the forefront as where it needs to be.
Oh, yeah. And God's given us some great things to say about it, man. It's just...
Yes.
But I have to really give him a whole lot of props. We went on that course. We stuck to it. And I think that it's still... What's amazing me, Pastor Nick, is that it's a revelation to so many people. Which shows that even when we were closed, people were not joining us online for communion like they should.
Yeah.
Because, it's blowing their minds.
Yeah. Now, yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's and the patience, pastors, leaders. You can speak to this. The patience to just keep digging at something.
Absolutely.
And not rushing it.
Yeah. Don't vary.
Yeah. Just keep digging, and it'll click eventually.
Yeah.
You say a long years ago.
Yeah.
It takes a long time for a cruise ship.
Absolutely. The turn. Long time for cruise ship. They turn very slowly.
But once it turns,
Doc.
man,
full steam ahead.
Right.
Yes.
How my sister doing, man?
Very, very good. Blessed.
Now, what kind of weather you all experiencing down there now? I know in California they're having a lot of rain.
Did you see the snow?
It's in the 80s.
What snow?
It's going to be 88 today. All last week we had record 90s.
Okay. So regular Florida weather.
Yes.
In Northern California, they got hit with huge amounts of snow. So much that the people were locked in their houses for days. Like, they couldn't get out.
Okay.
The state had to send, like, the big trucks to go dig them out.
Yeah.
Some fatalities, unfortunately. But it was, I guess they're not used to that much snow. It hit them.
Okay. I didn't realize they had a big snowstorm.
It's snowing in places where it doesn't normally snow.
Okay.
And those of us who normally get snow ain't getting a lot of snow.
Climate change.
Yeah.
Climate change.
More droughts. New Mexico's having a drought.
Yeah. Climate change.
I'm just saying,
Some people want to say it's not real.
Yeah.
But now they say there's literally a river getting ready to drop on California as far as the rain is concerned. And that added to the snow is going to add some difficulties to those areas that weren't used to getting the snow.
Yep. Yeah.
But I don't think California gets a lot of snow anyway.
They get some in the northern part but not a lot.
Where the mountains are.
Yeah, the mountains are. But outside of that.
Closer to Washington State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they got hit hard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Danny, tell my sister.
Bishop, Pastor Nick, thank you, and Bethany.
Tell my sister I said, hey, man.
Insight.
All right, tell my sister I said hello, all right?
Will do.
All right, talk to you soon.
Thank you, Bishop.
Bye-bye. 866-743-8267. That's toll free. 866-743-8267. 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. We'd love to talk to you. We're going to Tom from Fort Lauderdale. Hey, man.
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing, Pastor Nick?
Hey, Tom.
How you doing? What's on your mind this morning besides your governor?
First, you guys are talking about cell phones. Before I go into our crazy governor, my cell phone, I bank on it. I had everything you could think on it. All the phone numbers of people and family. I don't know what I'd do without it.
Well, here's the problem for me, and I don't know if everybody's having the same experience. If I lost my cell phone, I don't know who I'd be able to call.
Yeah, right.
Because the phone has become the replacement for my memory. And what's tragic about that, I can remember not too long ago when, unbeknownst to me, all I had to do was think of a person, and the phone number was there.
Yep.
Hundreds, maybe thousands of phone numbers were in my head.
Yeah, and you had a little black book. Book.
Yeah, you got your phone book.
Yeah.
But you usually didn't have to look up the first 200-300 people that you knew.
Yeah.
Now I'm not sure whose number I know now.
Right. I know about 4 or 5. I think.
You know 4 or 5?
Yeah.
You're doing better. You're doing better than me.
My grandmom's. Yeah.
You're doing better than me.
Yeah.
But how do I go from hundreds of numbers to now maybe 3?
Life too. Yeah.
Well, a lot of life. Yeah. A lot of life. A lot of life.
A lot to remember.
But that phone has really it's crippled us.
It really has.
Yeah.
People can't add and multiply anymore.
That is true.
But add machines started doing that, and then the calculator started doing that. But now with the phones,
everything.
I'm teaching my granddaughter, my daughter now. She doesn't like me to call her granddaughter. I'm teaching Ray how to use a dictionary rather than Google everything.
Yep. Yeah. We don't let our kids use a calculator.
Okay.
Write it out.
There you go.
Not at this age. When they get a little older, yes.
Yeah.
But the basic stuff of write it out.
We're doing times tables every day by hand.
By hand. Yep.
I don't want a table because you can't take the table into a test with you.
Exactly.
That was my problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true. Yeah.
Can't take. Can I have my multiplication table in the math test? No.
No. The basics first, then evolve into calculators and all that stuff later.
If you can't multiply, you can't divide.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
And Bishop, you said as far as Google.
Yeah.
Some people don't realize you can Google something, and it may not be a fact.
Yeah.
It's always good to back it up.
Well, people believe everything that's on there, especially people that believe. We have members that believe everything they read on social media.
Yeah. You can't go by that.
It's ridiculous.
Wikipedia tells you this stuff may not be right.
Right. Yeah.
It depends on who put the information.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Bishop, a Ouija board. Years ago, I was in a store, and somebody, I said I would never buy one of those. So I got one for Christmas. And I'm telling you, I tossed it.
Look, that thing had something on it, man.
I tossed it.
It was strange.
Yeah.
It was strange. Some people say, these guys are just, we're not kidding. I got that thing out of my house and I was a kid.
Yeah. You have a sensitivity to certain things. You're like,
yeah, man. I'm like, this thing ain't right here.
Yeah. Even some music you listen to, you're like, catchy beat, but something's.
Yeah, like that communion at the Grammys.
Yeah.
If that wasn't satanic, I don't know what was.
Some stuff is
I mean, it was really weird how they did the satanic thing at the beginning of it, and then they had this pseudo Last Supper at the end with champagne bottles and everything sitting on the table.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I
saw a still of it, and that was all I needed to see.
I'm good.
Yeah.
And it certainly wasn't Jesus and the disciples sitting at the table.
No. No, that was
I'm just saying, Tom. I'm just saying. Tell me about your governor, man.
You know, Daddy said about free. He said we're the freest state in the union. Free from what? I'm not quite sure.
Certainly not free from him.
Yeah, he was in Iowa yesterday.
I heard.
And he was, he's
but he's not campaigning. He's not campaigning, but he goes to Iowa. Okay. Yeah. The governor of Florida goes to Iowa on a social visit, but he's not campaining.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And that's going to be one of the first primaries is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
He's setting himself up. He's, he's still with that woke left.
Do you think?
Code word.
Tom, do you think Trump is taking him seriously?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Trump is kind of quiet and saying things, gearing up. I think he wants to wait till he puts both feet in.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's going to go after him.
Okay.
He even made a comment kind of joking about Trump yesterday.
Did he?
If I have to, I will go build a wall myself.
Oh, my.
That was a direct reference.
He lying. He lying, too. They ain't building a wall.
You know that. We know.
Too many folk getting paid because of the porous nature of the wall. Mm-hmm. And not just drug dealers.
Yep. Yeah.
Man.
The wall's not going to stop drug dealers.
No, man.
They'll go right under it.
No, under it, over it, You got 1,000 ways, man.
There was a video of one guy from Mexico laughing. He's like, they're going to build a wall, think it's going to stop us. And he said, well, please dig a wall under it, dig a hole under it, fly over it. Just
too many ways.
Yeah.
Before I get off, I want to ask something to be risky, so you may say, don't ask it. Will Smith, Chris Rock.
What about him?
Chris Rock finally responded.
Did he respond finally? What did he say?
Oh, my God.
Basically, the summation was Will Smith. His stand-up special was called Selective Outrage.
Okay. Well, that's the one he got paid like some crazy amount of money
$20 million for
$20 million.
Okay.
He said basically Will Smith practiced selective outrage. He said that out of everybody that talked about him and his wife, he's like the person he hits is me. And he admits, he's like, on TV you can't tell the difference. He said Will Smith is a whole lot bigger than I am.
Okay.
He said he hit me because he knew I wouldn't hit him back.
Wow.
Basically. And he said the premise, people asked him, why didn't you fight back? He said, because my parents, you probably heard this too. He said, my parents told me not to fight in front of white people. And then he dropped the mic. I remember hearing that though. They said, when you go out here, act like you crazy because you know the perspective.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
But he went in on them both.
Is he suing him now?
Who?
Is Chris Rock suing?
No, he gonna leave it alone.
They gonna leave it alone?
He gonna leave it alone. He got his money. He got his thing, and
he better than me.
Netflix paid him $20 million for that. Son.
Was it 20 or was it 40?
He got 40 for 2, but so this one was 20 the first week.
Okay,
was 20.
That's not bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's pretty good money.
I take it.
Who you telling?
I take it.
Still might have punched him back and taken the 20.
Well, yeah, it would have been justifiable self-defense, and still get what you gonna do? Tom, thank you, man.
Take care, you guys.
Talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Going to Kevin from Cedarville. Hey, Kevin.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Oh, God, I'm wonderful.
Well, I can't get better than that.
I'm wonderful. All I can say is, woo, February was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say I had some real changes happen. It wasn't just me hearing your prayer and you anointing us. I had some real changes in my life, and I want to thank you for that.
God bless you.
And so my question to the both of you is, I've watched you labor in February. I've watched you guys labor every Sunday and just take care of us and pray for our families. But who pastors the pastors, and what challenges do you face, and is it easy? Is it hard for the both of you? And I've watched you guys, man. It's just so. I'm like, wow. They go Sunday after Sunday, Wednesday after Wednesday, class after class. But what are the challenges that you guys face, and how do you get past it? That's my question for the both of you.
I think you want to take that one first, Pastor Nick?
Well, mine is easy. I got a pastor. I'm just saying. I'm just being honest with you. It's pretty easy. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Just knock on the door, phone call.
Got a point. Yeah. He just walks up the hall, Kevin.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's and it's strange that it's not strange that you would say that, but I remember when we did the exec pastor thing, and you were telling me that the other execs in the organization you're a part of were surprised at the access that you had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That you didn't have to make an appointment to see me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was dumbfounded by that. How does your exec wait 2 weeks to sit down and talk to you?
Yes.
That's silly.
Can't send you a text, yo, can we talk tonight or whatever?
That's silly.
Yeah. You ain't that, to me, you ain't that busy.
Well, you're not. I'm telling you. Because sometimes I knock on your door and come in and sit in the chair.
Right.
talk about the fish and get around to talking to about a problem.
Right.
Well, come on, man.
That's true.
But for me, I think Pastor Nick, I bounce a lot of things off of.
Okay.
I understand the stresses of the job. I understand that we are anointed for ministry, but oftentimes we wonder whether we're anointed for life.
Wow.
Because the ministry part, we're anointed for those challenges.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I wonder in personal lives of all Christians, we don't feel as though we're anointed for the knuckleheads we have.
Wow.
To take care of and to love. But for me, I have one or two pastors around the country. I might have one now that I can talk to about things.
Okay.
But you have to have, when you're in leadership like we are, you've got to have somebody that is apostolically more mature or superior to you to talk to. And those people are few and far between, Kevin. But a lot of times, we have to learn how to deal with this thing with just God and us. Mm-hmm. And Pastor Nick is right. If him and God ain't clicking, he can walk across the hall and say, help me with this.
Right.
Do I have this right? Am I looking at this the right way? Yeah. But for me, it's in most cases, it's my prayer time that has had to increase as the years have gone.
Yeah.
My awareness of God that has had to increase. My discernment has had to increase. And that has allowed me to navigate some of the life things. The ministry stuff, we know we're gifted for that.
Yep.
It doesn't take the difficulty out of it, but we know we're gifted for that. Mm-hmm. It is life that challenges your faith and your belief.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we working hard to get you all reset and reignited and restored. Working hard to have it, and I'm enjoying watching it happen.
Yeah.
And real things are happening to us. Oh,
yeah. And you know what, Kev? It would really do us good if you're not opposed to it, to write either me or Pastor Nick an email and just talk about 2 or 3. Because every day I pray for a measurable manifestation of the move of God in our people's lives, something you can see and touch. And if those things are happening, that's going to be a great encouragement to the body.
Okay. I can do that.
I appreciate it.
I'm honored because this stuff is real. Just as real as the enemy is, God is real.
Absolutely.
And the things he's doing is real. So
absolutely.
Just get ready for me to write a book.
Yeah,
I just want y'all to know that.
The new wave of glory has already started.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, girl. Talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you so much to both of you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
We're going to Brenda. Hey, Brenda.
Yes.
How you doing?
Morning.
Welcome to OnPointe.
Thank you. I'm in shock. The reason I'm calling, there's so much to talk about, but I couldn't let the Ouija board issue go because there is a Christian Ouija board called the Holy Spirit board.
Is it?
Yes, it is, and it has Christian symbols on it as well as demonic symbols on it. You can get it on Amazon. It's about $30.
That feels like a rope to me.
It's supposed to be a direct line to Jesus.
Well, it ain't. It ain't.
We know that. But
so
our parents need to be aware.
Get out of Dodge. Pastor Nick is showing it to me online.
It's got the thing too.
It's got the regular Ouija thing going, but it looks like a cross. That's all satanic.
No, man.
That's a rope right there. That's a trap.
Yes, the thing says, get the answers you need. The Holy Spirit board can answer all of life's most important questions. What in the world?
Girl, what you talking about?
It's awful. You know.
Oh my goodness.
I couldn't let it go. I just had to let you know.
A Christian Ouija board. It's a contradiction in terms.
Yeah.
That's an oxymoron.
Yeah. Some people they thought it was a joke, but it's a real.
It's a real thing.
This is how you get to talk to Jesus.
I believe.
Get the answers you need from the Lord.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How did you hear about that?
Never heard of this.
I actually saw it on YouTube.
Lord have mercy on my soul. As my grandmother used to say.
Leave you all with that, but I thank you for talking with me.
Thank you, Bren. Be blessed now.
Take care.
Bye-bye. What in the world?
You want your answers from Jesus right here from the board. What?
And they got the Ouija thing looking like a cross, right?
Yes.
Oh, man.
And I see whoever sells it, they sell that in the Ouija board. You can buy them both together.
Okay, tell me how many they've sold. I'm going to be upset at this number. It better be 4. It better be 4. If the saints have hooked onto this, I don't know what to say.
Well, I can't see it. I got to keep looking for that.
Okay.
But I know they got people, 32 people who commented on it.
Mm-hmm.
So
what'd they say?
Some people were saying, it's twisted, of course.
Okay.
They thought it was they bought it as a joke, blasphemous.
Okay.
Basically, another name for a Ouija board, just using God.
Yeah, just using God. Imitation of light.
But why would you even go and buy it in the first place to see if it was real or not? You can see from the...
Some people are not content with their Bibles, Pastor Nick. Yeah. If you want to know what he thinks, all you got to do is read his word.
That's true.
But that's too simple.
Yeah, I guess some people that are into just spiritual,
yeah, spooky.
They are,
They're spooky. Yeah. Well, learn something new every day.
Yeah, I had no idea.
So March Madness is here. Yes. I'm getting ready to watch TV and reruns late every night for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I love this college basketball, man.
You saw Patrick Ewing got fired?
I didn't. I expected him to.
And the guy from Syracuse is going to.
Yeah, but I expected Patrick to get fired. Georgetown was dismal. Yeah. He's not a coach.
Yeah, especially at Georgetown. Georgetown is known for.
Come on, man.
You can't be losing at
No, John Thompson was legendary.
Yeah, go somewhere small.
Yeah, man.
Build yourself up.
Yeah, but he wasn't ready for that.
Okay. It was a.
And you could see he was confused, man. He was out of his depth. Mm-hmm. Just because you can play doesn't mean.
You can coach.
Yeah, and you can be an expert at a thing. It doesn't mean you can teach it.
Right. True. That's true.
It's.
And I've seen people teach it that are experts at it.
Yeah.
But because their oratorical skills are great.
Mm-hmm. They understand the theory of it.
Yeah.
So they can teach it. But, they say people that can't teach.
Yes.
Yes. So I don't know all that. But anyway.
So who you got going?
We need to join. I don't know. I don't know yet.
Sorry. Okay.
Join us tomorrow morning, please, 8 a.m. for our virtual service, 11 a.m. for our live service here in our sanctuary. You don't want to miss it. Midweek service at 7. We're having an incredible time. All of our services have taken on somewhat of a revival, re-enlightenment, reset kind of feeling to it. You don't want to miss it. God is moving in tremendous ways. Midweek service at 7. We'd love to pray with you, so you can send your prayer request to social@gotobethany.com. We want you to subscribe to David G. Evans 1 and BBC of NJ on YouTube. If you go to David G. Evans 1 or BBC of NJ, you can get anything that we have on YouTube. But also we have some podcast platforms, DGEMS, DGEMS, and OnPointe, of course. Join us on those and have some great conversations with you. Well, for Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans. We want you to remember, join us tomorrow. We'd love to see you at 11. Join us at 8 for our virtual, live 11 o'clock in the sanctuary. Looking forward to seeing you and sharing what the Lord has laid on our heart for you again. Remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. For Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop Dave G. Evans, and we'll see you next time.